Well, thank you, Bo, and thank you all for joining us this evening. I'm going to share my screen and we will get started. I'm very excited for this presentation that we're doing today. Can everybody see that up there okay? All right, awesome. So I'm going to talk about the wellness home, and I'm going to talk about really the need that we have for the wellness home. But first, I want to kind of review Vision 2025 that our CEO and president, Mr. Luis Kasuga, set for us. And it's based on the 5 pillars of health that Bo mentioned, the 5 pillars of wellness: healthy body, mind, family, society, and finances, and having balance in each of those. And then also, by creating with Vision 2025, there are 3 axes. We're going to create society welfare, economic viability, and still stay in harmony with nature and encourage a collaborative economy. And we want to actually, the goal we set here was for 10 million people, or 10 million new wellness homes. I love that goal. And the Nikan community will become the most influential global wellness community. So the key, what's the key to Vision 2025 here? To me, it's the 10 million wellness homes. All right. If we accomplish that, we pretty much will make our goals of Vision 2025. So the Nikan Wellness Home, let's talk about this and why everyone needs one. So what is our biggest health challenge? You know, we've been through a lot of health challenge and some scares and the pandemic for the last couple of years, but our biggest health challenge still remains to be chronic disease. All right. It affects 50% of adults, 40% of children. And get this, these are global. These are global figures. And by the time we reach age 65, 80% of us have at least one or more chronic diseases. Chronic diseases are responsible for the majority of the deaths globally, 70%, 7 out of 10. And treating chronic disease accounts for nearly 90% of our healthcare dollar. And that's figures basically here for the US. And how do we treat chronic disease? Usually with pharmaceutical intervention. All right. We fill 4.38 billion prescriptions per year. That's 14 per person, any age in the US. The average number of prescriptions increases with age to 13 for those 50 to 64, to 22 for those of us age 80 and older. And it keeps going up. It keeps going up. Pharmaceutical consumption continues to increase globally, and driven basically for the demand for drugs for age-related and chronic diseases. Are they really age-related? I don't know. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But what if we can flip this? What if only 1 in 10 adults will have a chronic condition? And why do I say this? I say this pretty much because 80% of all chronic diseases are preventable. So what if only 1 in 10 had a chronic condition? By age 65, only 20% rather than 80% of us. What if chronic disease was only responsible for 10% of deaths globally? What if treating chronic disease was only 10% of our nation's healthcare costs and the rest with 90% was prevention? Would this be a good thing? Would this be a better world? I think so. So to do that, we first have to identify causative effects of chronic disease. And chronic disease is broken in, causes are in 2 categories. One is non-modifiable, age and heredity. With the heredity, maybe certain modern genomics may disagree with this, but for this evening or this morning, age and heredity, we can't really modify that. But they're primarily environmental. They're caused by behaviors: tobacco use, unhealthy diet, poor sleep, dehydration, physical inactivity. Also by environmental factors, globalization, urbanization, industrialization, pollution, which lead to a body burden, which affects our health. So in the Self-Care Awakening, we talk about 5 vital elements for life. These include air. We need air to breathe. We need water. We need to sleep. We need to fuel our bodies with food. And we need energy of the earth and the sun. And again, these are vital. They aren't elective. We actually need them to survive. So in today's modern world, are these elements in a healthy fashion? They are not. And Bo kind of alluded to that in his first presentation. I mean, our air is contaminated, it's polluted, water's chlorinated or bottled water still has pollutants in them. We don't get enough sleep. We don't really feed our bodies with the food that it needs. And we constantly block the earth, the energy of the earth and the sun. So maybe if we look at these vital elements, maybe these are some of the factors, given our current modern society, contributing to chronic disease. So let's look at air. Air's pollutants can be 2 to 5 times higher indoors and outdoors, where we spend 90% of our time. So I think we would actually want to have our homes possible. The solution in the wellness home is the Kenco Air. Now, I'm not going to go through all the features and benefits of each product, but I will refer you to the selfcarehub.com, where we have many videos and blogs and other information, and Nikken Corporate too, with short videos on the features and benefits of these products. But so the Kenco Air is a good solution so we can breathe healthy air in our homes, where we spend 90% of our time. So we'd want to have healthy air in our homes. How about water? You know, it's actually been said, Gina Bria, this is a quote from Gina Bria, cultural anthropologist, that says dehydration is the mother of all epidemics and the first step we need to take in addressing chronic disease. And I wholly agree with that. And we need to drink about half our body weight in ounces per day. All right. But we want to drink the healthiest water possible, water the way nature intended. In our wellness home, we have the Nikken PIMAG water systems for healthy water to drink and to bathe in. And this is water the way nature intended. All right. It's as close as you can get to healthy water the way nature intended to be. And we'd want to have that in our wellness home as well. How about sleep? Average American gets 6.5 hours of sleep per night. That's a full hour less in the past 40 years. We need 8 hours of good sleep per night, and poor quality sleep or inadequate sleep is linked to many chronic diseases, including fatigue, weight gain, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, the largest killer, stroke, obesity, and cancer. So we'd want to have good sleep, and we provide that in our wellness home with the Nikken NatureRest, the Kenco NatureRest sleep system. Now, this is a sleep system designed around the physiology of sleep to give you the best sleep possible. And again, I'll refer you to some of the videos that explain the features and benefits. But I as an adult, I was always a terrible sleeper. I'd go to sleep, wake up a couple hours, look at the clock, go to sleep, wake up a couple hours, look at the clock. My investment in the Nikken sleep system totally changed that. It's to where I go to sleep, I wake up, I feel great, almost feel like I did when I was a kid, where I'd wake up in the morning or on Saturday morning, couldn't wait to get out to the baseball field with that kind of energy. So it is awesome. I think it is the cornerstone of the wellness home. And we want to have that in our homes. In fact, we have multiple ones in our homes. And actually, all 4 of my kids grew up on Nikken sleep systems and in wellness homes. And you know what? I just might mention right here, it seemed like that flu bug or those colds just didn't come around our house. I mean, they just really didn't. So it was a great benefit when all 4 kids were at home. And now they live in their own wellness homes. And unfortunately, no grandkids yet. I keep, reminding them of that fact, but the next generation to go live in the wellness home. So food, wow, here's a choice to where really people don't understand what we really need for good nutrition. And Nikken makes this very simple with whole food nutrition. Too much fast food, too many chemicals in the food, too much sugar added to the food. And what we do is if we look at this, the issue is only 1 in 10 American adults get enough fruits and vegetables, right? That's an issue. And 60% of children don't have enough fruit. 93% of children don't eat enough vegetables. What's a solution? Nikken Whole Food Nutrition. And I've listed 3 of our core products here that I really enjoy and we use daily in our wellness home. And that's the Kenzen Vital Balance for a protein source, also for probiotics. The Jade Greenzymes, which I absolutely love, for our vegetable component. And plus it gives me a lot of good energy as well. And the Super Siaga to complement our fruit requirements. So those are what I consider to be a core nutrition within the wellness home. So let's look at energy. I mean, the problem is we live in a world of electronic smog, appliances, cell phones, laptops, TVs, everything around us, and we're Wi-Fi'd. I mean, I think I just coined a word there, Wi-Fi, everywhere we go. I mean, we require, and again, it's vital to have the energy of the sun and the earth, but we oftentimes block it. So we really want to add technology to bring back to us the natural energies. And Nikken uses this in many of its products, but our energy pack here shows us some of them that are not only providing using technology of the energy and the sun, but also provide us energy and relief from discomfort. It's kind of like our first aid kit in our home. Somebody has a boo-boo or an owie, we go to one of these products, and they're very, very effective. In fact, it's the one of the massage products, the Nikken Mag Duo, that first caught my attention for a neck injury. And I couldn't believe it worked. I didn't expect it to work, right? But it did. And of course, then as a scientist, I had to find out why. But we aren't going to go into that this morning. so anyways, we need this. And these are a great balance to have in to create balance in your Nikken Wellness Home. You can call it Kenko balance. Kenko means health in Japanese. So that's health balance. So there we have the Nikken Wellness Home with its different constituents. So what is a Nikken Wellness Home? Bo mentioned, and I live the analogy, a greenhouse for humans. And it really is. That's the way it works. But it also transforms our living spaces into a safe haven that supports better health and energy and promotes balance and well-being. And how do we accomplish this? How does Nikken accomplish this? They use a process called biomimicry. Now, biomimicry means using science and technology to replicate nature. And Nikken's been doing it for 47 years. They actually have been doing it longer than the term biomimicry, which was first coined in like 1993 and then made popular in 2008. So I love this fact that Nikken is constantly innovating and doing that and improving our lives and our health with products in the wellness home. So here's a little quote by me. And basically, I've said it many times on many different videos, many different interviews, in live presentations as well. The Nikken Wellness Home is the most logical and effective prevention-focused healthcare system, self-care system in the world. There's nothing else like it. So starting a Nikken Wellness Home is a decision to bring the principles of nature to yourself and your loved ones and live in harmony with nature. And I think we're all very proud of the fact that as part of the Nikken Wellness community, we are, and Nikken Corporate, committed to sustaining planet Earth, not only for ourselves, but for our descendants as well. and for the next generations. And Nikken goes painstakingly to use renewable resources, biodegradable plastics, polymers that are actually even plastics. Even our packing is cornstarch, peanuts. So they go far and beyond to help sustain planet Earth. And I think we're all very proud of that. So again, I want to just remind you, there's more technology or more features and benefits on those products I've been talking about at the Self Care Hub. And you can take a look at it there for more of the features and benefits, or on Nikken's YouTube channel, Nikken International as well. So to summarize what I've been talking about for the last 20 minutes here really is, what am I saying? I'm pretty much saying, if you enjoy the benefits of modern living, indoor plumbing, I think we all like that, right? Electricity, heating and air conditioning, internet, Wi-Fi, cell phones, then really we need technology to counteract the side effects of technology. And self-care and the Nikken Active Wellness Home products provide an integrated approach to be healthy by choice, and every home a wellness home. So I have a couple more slides that I want to go through. So we talked about the key to Vision 2025, and that's kind of where we started. And the first and the key is 10 million new wellness homes. So that's a lot. All right. So how do we accomplish this? One, retail sales. Many of us retail products and sell and get new wellness home starts. That would count for the 10 million, okay? But also recruiting, and a combination of recruiting and retail sales. Now, which is going to affect more people? I would actually say recruiting, because you're developing a team and helping that team to introduce more people than you can individually. So we have a contest going on, a trip to Japan. Who wants to go? I do. I know Heather, look at the hands go up. Yeah, you bet. So here's what I might suggest. This is a strategy for this contest. Recruit 4 people that want to advance to silver. You do that, you get 500 miles within the rules of the contest for a power start. You get 1,000 miles when they advance to silver. You also get the 6,000 miles PGPV while they're building to silver. You total that up, that works out to 7,500 miles for each new silver. 4 times 7,500 equals 30,000 miles. That puts you in tier 1 of the contest, which requires 30,000 miles. Plus, you have your personal retail sales and any personal group point volume as well. So, see you in Japan. Nihon de Amasho. So, I want to thank you for joining me. I'm very passionate about this. I think we can flip this chronic disease problem. I think the issues that we have is living in the modern world when we look at it. And I think the wellness home is a great solution for everyone, and why everyone needs one. I hope I shared that message with you. I hope that you had that I informed you, inspired you, and empowered you to share with others what we have to offer. And with that, I just would like to say thank you very much, and I'll turn it back over to Bo.
Thank you, Dr. Lindler.